Hi everyone. Today we're going to be covering the RITfit protocols, and what I want to do first is just provide you a quick introduction and just give you some guidelines to follow with all of the different RITfit protocols. Basically the first thing you need to consider is just how your class is going to warm up. It's very important that your students are warmed up before they complete this process. They certainly shouldn't go into it cold. Now, we don't have a formal standardized warm-up process, but what I'd like you to do is just utilize what you typically do in class. So just take them through the regular warm-up routine that you use in class, but make sure that it's not too exertional. We don't want them fatigued as a result of the warm-up, but just simply, body temperature up, full range of motion of all the joints, those kinds of things, in order to better facilitate the process. It's also important that on the sheet, you note that the tests are listed in a particular order. Please follow that. If you go out of order, you change that up, it can impact the test results from one test to the next. So we want to make sure that everything is executed in exactly the same manner. Probably the biggest issue that we face is quality control. With these tests, there are going to be times where you're going to be taking the measurements yourselves, but oftentimes you're going to be relying on the students to measure one another. In those instances, it's very important that you've provided them a good demonstration of the activity. You've provided them a thorough overview of what's going to happen so that they have no questions in the middle of a test. Once a test begins and you've started that process, there's not really an opportunity to rewind. If you send someone through a push-up test and it's not counted correctly or not executed properly, then you're not going to be able to test that individual again in that class time. So it has to be done the first time, and it has to be done correctly. All right. Last but not least, some of these tests are going to involve, like I said, working with a partner. Michelle and I are going to do our best to demonstrate some options in terms of how that partner counts and also how that partner assists with the movement itself. For example, sit-ups could be a little bit of an issue because we may have students interacting with each other in a way that they're not comfortable with. Push-ups, we need to make sure they're getting to a full depth. Burpees, we need to make sure that they're completing the full movement. So there are going to be some questions there. Again, please look at the following videos and make sure you have good familiarity with each of these tests so that we can administrate them as accurately and as precisely as possible. This is our first time through this, so it's a pilot. We're not expecting perfection, but we do want to make sure that these results are as close to accurate as possible, because if they are not, then it really invalidates everything that we're trying to do in our classes and with our students. So again, if you have any questions, please contact Michelle and I over the course of the weekend, and over the course of the week. We'll both be available to help you out with that. And good luck with everything. I'm sure it's going to be great. Thank you.